Hi there, I'm Michael Pransky. I'm a criminal justice major here at Western Michigan University, and I'm going to be talking to you about law enforcement tactical training. Alright, so first off, people are asking me, how can you make tactical training better? Well, one way to make tactical training better is to keep doing it. I know not enough officers are getting the training they need even after the academy and once they're hired. A perfect example of that. Uh, I'm sure you guys heard about the South Carolina shooting. A white reserve officer shot a male. He happened to be African American. If you guys hadn't seen the video, he unloaded 8 shots from his service weapon into this guy's back. Now, the big ordeal with that is the guy was running away from him unarmed. I don't know how this guy perceived him as a threat. In my opinion, a threat is definitely someone not running away from you that is unarmed. Um, he was a reserve officer. However, reserve officers still need the same training that officers of the law need that patrol every day. I feel like if this man would have had the right tactical training and the right knowledge of the situation at hand, we could have prevented that. That guy might still be alive today. But anyways, back to tactical training. Alright, so a big thing with tactical training is situational awareness. You always want to keep your head on a swivel, whatever situation you're in, just um, just be aware of your surroundings, even if you're out clocking people for speeding tickets or whatever the case may be. You don't want to be a sitting duck. Always keep your head on a swivel. Always know your surroundings. Situational awareness is key. There's been too many officers that have been sitting ducks. So you don't want that to happen. And with the right training, that can fix that. Another thing with tactical training, it stresses high stressful situations and real life like scenarios, and they do every scenario you can think of, from low light tactical advancing to high light to water to day to night to whatever the case may be. They have a situation or training for pretty much any case that could possibly happen out there in the real world. So they want the officers to be extremely well prepared for that. Another thing is, I've been asked before by people, it's like, okay, so say I send my officers out into the field, what happens? How do I replace them? Because I'm losing guys. Well, hire more people. We're understaffed as it is anyways. As I should be, not us, but the law enforcement community. In my PowerPoint, there's a slide on there that says there's 42,000 officers in New York City, and they have to, they're responsible for about 7 to 8 million people in that city. That's extremely understaffed. 42,000 officers. How are you supposed to protect a city with that many people? Well, hire more people so that way officers can be trained in case they have to handle situations with multiple people at once. They know how to handle them, how to fight 2-on-1, how to arrest 2-on-1, 3-on-1, 4-on-1, 4-on-2, whatever the case may be. Officers will be ready for that situation. Let's see. Another thing is ambushing. A lot of officers, like I mentioned earlier, they don't keep their head on a swivel. Some officers are ambushed. With the right training, that can prevent officers from being ambushed. And if they are ambushed, once they're in that situation, they'll know how to react: fight, flight, retreat, take shelter, take cover, fire back. Whatever the case may be, they'll be able to handle that. You got to have quick thinking, and a big thing with law enforcement is you can't be afraid of danger. I feel like there are some officers that do that, or that are afraid of danger, and you can, when you're protecting a community, that's the one thing you definitely cannot be afraid of, is danger. You have to, when you're an officer, you have to know that you're going into combat. Like, you're gonna have your partner's back, and your partner's gonna have your back, and with training and stuff, that's gonna get you mentally tough for that. It's gonna get you physically tough, and you always wanna have the upper hand on your opponent. So, like I had said, tactical training is key. I feel like departments don't send their officers to keep their tactical training up as it is. But like I said, by hiring more officers, um, it's gonna better the department. You know, if someone doesn't know something, they can ask their partner, they can ask for help, whatever the case may be. Um, every department, in my opinion, is understaffed anyways, because the amount of officers does not equal the amount of members in the community, and I feel like that's a big problem. Um, so I feel like tactical training will help with that and a bunch of other things. And like I said, you can never have enough field training or tactical training or training in law enforcement, even if it's not in the field, in the classroom tactics. How do we set up a perimeter? What are the perimeter boundaries? Stuff like that for different types of situations. Say it's a robbery or a burglary or a hostage situation. How do I set up a perimeter? Where can I set up my perimeter? Stuff like that. You can always still train in the classroom, even though you're not out in the field. That's going to get you mentally ready for real life situations, and I feel like that needs to be stressed a lot more than what it is today. So those are just a few ways that I feel like tactical training can be bettered in today's world, especially because people are becoming more bold. They're making more what's the word I'm looking for? They're making more threats towards officers. They're coming at officers with weapons. They're fighting back. They're resisting. And I feel like in today's world, it's kind of getting out of hand. We all know how big negativity is becoming in law enforcement in today's world, and I feel like that's something we can stop with the right training. Officers want the right training. They want to protect their community, and some of them don't have the right training. I mean, yeah, the academy, it's 6 months long, but 6 months for the rest of your career, man. You're gonna want to keep your training up. So those are just a few ways that I feel like tactical training can better law enforcement today.